Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you live Monday evenings at 7 p.m. And this weekend and last weekend, I was at retreat, and so I made a bunch of cards. Well, each Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got to make and takes. And so each day we got to make 3 make and takes. And so I thought I would show you the make and takes we got to make. Good evening, Mom. So I thought I would show you a make and take that we made. And then I saved my make and take for one of the days to make tonight because I thought it was so cute. Sarah did an amazing job. And so like each day she made a different sentiment for this card, and it was so cute. So we have that is out in that. I had to think because we have so much coming out in May that I purchased a few things, but this is already out in the online store, and it is called Capturing Smiles. Let's put you this way. You guys don't like hair, so called Capturing Smiles, and it is so cute. And it is, you can get it as a bundle, which means that you can get the stamp set and the die set, which is so cute. And it says, everyday life's captured, love the smile, moments, photo op, and looking good. And then it has like some little pictures that are little squares, and then blank square, a little circle, another little like shutter circle. This is like a camera front, and then this is like the little shutter front, and then a picture of a camera. And then you can cut out some of those same things. So you can cut out 3 little squares, you can cut out this little shutter front that goes on here, cut out the camera. You can cut out like, if this, the old fashioned like film, there's a fly in here. It's making me crazy. A heart. There's just so many cute little things you can cut out. Well, she actually made these little sayings. Snap, it's your birthday. And cut them all out for us. And then she made snap, forgot your birthday. Snap, I missed your birthday. I mean, she made some other sayings that were incredible. So we had different sayings, and then we had different colors we did. So one day it was this, one day it was different colors, one day, I mean, it was just amazing. But I saved my one card so we could make this tonight because I thought it was amazing. But this is all Sarah. She did everything. She cut out everything. She did everything. I just saved my make and take to show on my live. But literally, this is her card. I didn't do any of this really. And I'm not sure where she got the paper from. This is for the back of the envelope, but she also used it for this as well. Excuse me. I'm not sure what paper this is that she used, but you could also just use plain paper as well. But the different colored paper looks really kind of nice. You can't really tell on the, but it has kind of like a really pretty background paper to it. But yeah, so she cut it all out. I mean, it was amazing. Like I said, so I was like, oh, I'm going to use that for my live. And then I have everything already all done because this is such a cute little stamp set. I mean, it was amazing. And so what I ended up doing was I cut out this little piece right here because when you cut out this, it actually cuts out the same color. And so I did what she did. I just cut this little piece out, and we're going to stamp this little piece. So you have to make like a little template. And so that's what I did. I made a little template for us to stamp on. And I know we're still using the Stamparatus, even though it's discontinued, but I still like the Stamparatus, and she also used the Stamparatus. So you have to make a little template. and you just take and you find all the little pieces in the die set. You lay them down on here, and then you run it through the die machine and you get out all these little cutouts. And then you take the stamps and you put them in here, and then you fold this over and get that all on there in this position that you need them. And then now we're going to stamp these pieces on the pieces that are in here. So my other extra pieces. So she cut out all these little pieces. So here's the little camera. Here is the little, I cut out this little piece. So I want that to be stamped on. Here's my little white pieces. So you can tell that there's like little notches in there. And that's the side I want. You have, yeah, it's your birthday. And then there's another. So when you go to her classes, she has all this stuff already all done. There's our little gems. And here's the other little white piece. This side. Okay. So she did all of that. Now I want to stamp this. I have it lined up. Yep. Okay. I'm going to stamp this in the Blackberry Bliss so that it stamps it with the Blackberry Bliss color. So, no, put the Blackberry Bliss on my stamps over here. I'm just going to ink this up. And that looks inked. You won't be able to see it on here very well, but that's okay. It'll show up a little bit, but it will show up on all the other pieces. That looks pretty good. The nice thing, we do have a stamp positioner, but I also haven't learned how to use it. And this I know. So the stamp positioner will do the same thing. But what's nice about this is if it's not stamped right, the whole idea is, I didn't get that. That if you don't like how it's stamped, it's in place and you can re-ink it and then you'll be able to stamp it again. Looks like it looks pretty good. And even that one looks pretty good. It's stuck to the stamp, which is fine. So that looks really nice. These magnets are taped because this one is in half, because if you get them too close together, they will stick to each other and you cannot get them apart. So you're supposed to keep them farther away because they literally will snag together and you cannot get them apart. Now, in person, you can kind of see that you stamp the outline of this camera, but there's going to be so much on the camera that you really can't see, but you can see it a little bit. But at least we got these pieces that are stamped. Now, they're hard to get out of there because now they're down in there. So you can get them out a couple of different ways. Either by this way. You take your pick tool. Or this end of the pick tool. Found this end of my pick tool, gets them out. Does it just jump on there? And there it is. Now, I don't need to stamp anything else. I'm going to close that up. I'm all done with that, so I'm also going to still unpacking from my weekends. So everything is halfway on my desk. But I did have it out earlier because I used my cleaner. Oh, I put it. But I don't want cleaner. Clean these off. This gets all yucky and messy. And that's going to stick too much. I don't like that. All right, this all cleaned off. All right. Put that aside. I don't think she did. She didn't put anything in. See, I'm gonna get it all over me. I swear the darker colors I get all over me. But I don't want to get that on the white because she did a white. Yeah. All right. So our base is just a thick white, basic white, 8.5. 8.5 by 5.5 square at 4 1/4. Fold that. Get a nice fold on that, and then we'll crease it. She did this layer is 5 1/4 by 4, if I'm not mistaken. Which is Blackberry Bliss. Yep, 5 1/4 by 4. And then this layer is 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm not really sure which paper that is. I like the backside. So I'm wondering if it's from if it was from the beach theme or something. I don't know that I have it, so that's why I don't use it. So that's why I don't know what it is. But it's really pretty. But you could use just a plain piece as well. I should have looked it up before I did this, but a nice layer. Now, when I did this at retreat, I put everything on this layer before I attached it to here. So I built this on here before I attached it to here. You could do it either way. So I'm going to try and put it on here and then build it. So we'll see how that works. Because I'm building it up with my favorite dimensionals. And it was hard to lay down the dimensionals while it was already, and then put this layer on. So I'm going to do it this way. Not that there's a right way or a wrong way, but this way might be a little bit easier. All right. And of course, this is the piece for our envelope. So let's get that drying. I did make some other cards while I was there. Not too many, but I did make a few. Yes. I'm going to actually redo a couple of them because sometimes when I'm making cards, I have an idea in my head and then it doesn't work. And so I have to fix it. That's what happened. I didn't like how it turned out, so I need to fix it. All right, so this is going to actually go on here. So this we're going to glue. Remember not to glue where the little hole is. So let's just put the glue on this. And we have a die to cut this out, which is really fun. So now we're going to put this so that we match the two holes up together. This is a moment, I will tell you, this is the longest part of this whole, putting this whole card together is actually putting all these pieces on together. This was a moment, but it's fun. I have to say it is fun. All right, so now we're going to put this together. And so I'm going to use my, did I leave it in the other room? Unpacked it, but I think I left it in the other room. I was going to use my, oh, but I have one in here. So this mat is very nice because I get glue everywhere and you can have glue on here, the silicone mat, and then it won't stick everywhere. All right, so now we're going to build this. So we want to take this little piece. Solid gets die cut. This got cut out of black. This is the piece that we stamped. So we're going to glue this piece to this piece. This is the tricky part because you don't want glue everywhere. So that was hard because I didn't know really where to put the glue. So you have to just kind of look and see where this sits. So I was like, where do I put this glue on here? So I kind of wanted the glue like out and around here in the middle. It was hard. I still ended up with glue everywhere. So about like that. Then this piece goes in the middle. And again, but you don't want to put glue in the middle because it gets glued like on the outside. I'm telling you, this was the most intricate part of this, was putting this glue on here. All right. And that's all glued together. All right. And then I'm actually using my tweezers because it's much easier. And then we're going to turn that over. All right. Now the rest of this we did with glue dots. And I don't know that I have some on my table, but I know I have some in my drawer, so maybe. Then as I go through dimensional glue dots. I go through dimensionals like crazy. I tell ya. So I need to order some more of these anyways. All right. Now to put these on, this was very interesting. So I turned this upside down, but actually I want to turn it back for a minute. So, oops. Yeah. So this is going to go inside here. She has them so they fit exactly inside here. So snap, it's your birthday. So snap, it's your birthday. All right, so this all fits in these little squares here. Make sure they're as straight as you think you can get them in this little square here. Once you have them all positioned in here, then I'm going to show you how you get them in here to stay and on. All right. All right, so you take your dimensional and you put it partially on the square and on the black piece, both top and bottom. And that is going to hold that in place. So we're going to go top and bottom for each square. Top and bottom. And then we'll do this piece. I didn't get that very straight. There we go. And I tried to turn this little hexagon so that it was straight and straight. That just made it easier for me. And then we're going to put one on the end here. Okay. And then we put little, put dimensionals on this. And so I'm going to put 2 on here. And then I dimensional this, of course. Let's flip that over. All right, now we can put it on the card. And then I started with the camera first. I took off all my little pieces. And you can take off all your little pieces first. But I find that if I do that, then I end up sticking it to something I don't want it stuck to. Now you can put this however you want. Put it in the middle, on the top, on the bottom, in the middle. You can put it square, you can put it out. So I thought that it looked, put my card like this, and then I put this kitty corner, okay? And then I liked this piece, kitty corner, as well. And so I didn't get that very straight on there, but it looked straight anyways. Obviously not straight enough. When it gets on there, the other one was straighter. How did I not get that piece very straight? They have some holes on that one. I did my first one much straighter. I did not get that straight. Well, that's how it's going to be. I could have gotten that one up there. That's how it is. And then this gets on the camera. There's a little notch on here, and I think it's the notch of the camera. And this little notch here, and it all right, and then to do these hearts, we have the Bee Builder Punch. I don't know that it, I think it's retiring, but it has the little heart in there. I like a punch better. It's easier for me to maneuver. I know that there's a heart in here, but that just you have to go through the machine a million times. So I like to punch it. So I got out the punch and you put that in there and punch. And there's my one heart for that. And then I'm done with this. And then I need some hearts. And so this color, this purple, is Fresh Freesia. All right, and then this is our Blackberry Bliss. All right. And of course, I popped these up too. So this poor thing has popped up quite a bit. But it looks so cute that way. Can't have them flat on there, just for the silliness. So I think the large one will fit on there. I think that's what I used when I was there. I don't think I had many ones. So, oh, you like my new techniques? Yeah, I was pretty. No, a large one. I'm gonna use little ones. She must have used a different, you know. Maybe I did use mini ones. I had mini ones there when I was there. No, I don't know. I'll put many ones on there. Big one won't fit. I just figured that some of this out for myself while I was sitting there doing these. Just gonna have to have some other fun new tips too. Do we have 7:30 stuff? I'm gonna do on some cards. Not tonight, but all right, so these little ones. That one in the middle. Okay, that's where that one's landing. It fell off my fingers. So, all right. That's so cute. And that turned out super cute. I think I could move that up a little bit, but that's all right. And like I said, she has some really cute sayings. So I made, I don't know where my envelope went, but it'll pop up here. I made other card. Oh, there it is. I know it pop up. Trim that edge. Oh, I didn't put the bling on. Okay. I got bling on. That's sitting here. All right. So she put this on. I thought this was a clever idea. On the, that all down here. And these are just our, I have them sitting on my desk somewhere here too. That looks better. We have to have those on there. So, okay. There we go. Oh my goodness, I love that so much. Have to have bling. Always have to have bling. All right. And then she had cut these out. She cut this part out and she was doing another card and she's like, oh my goodness. I already did this card. So this is called A Bug's Life or something like that. And so she gave us, she's like, do something with them. So she'd already done a card like on one of her lives or something. So this is the paper. This Bugs paper is super cute. I actually was doing something else with the Bugs paper. So I die cut this out. And then this this is, I think, the leaf embossing folder. And then we made a happy birthday friend, and this is really cute. And this is the Bugs Life paper as well, and it's so cute. So we made a couple of those cards, and then I made this card for my daughter, and I didn't have all the papers. I didn't have everything to finish it, so I'm going to finish it tonight or tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow because we're busy. But I didn't have any bling to put on here, and so I have some gold bling that I'm going to put on it, but their anniversary is coming up. So I have, of course, this paper I've used so many times. I went through the pack again. So I picked out one of the sheets that I hadn't used, but I've used the colors before, but I picked out one of the sheets of paper that I hadn't used. And then I went through and decided, well, what different card do I want? So I picked out the happy anniversary, and this is, I don't need petal pink. And then it opens up, and then this, you can put a gift card in here, but you know, the kids don't use gift cards, so we'll probably stick some money in here for them. But I didn't have this with me, but usually you put a gift card in here so it's easier to put the gift card in and out. But we'll probably give the kids some money for their, because they're going to go on a cruise in June. And then I'll make her an envelope with this paper on it so that it matches, of course, and then I'll put some bling on it. But I made that while I was there, and this is a really easy card, but it's super cute, and I liked it, so that I was happy with. I made another anniversary card because my sister-in-law's anniversary is coming up. And I did this one twice because I didn't like it the first time. This time it turned out really good. I don't have anything in the inside, but this was really hard to make. And this took forever to make, but I embossed the outside sheet, and then I did the same thing like this. I tiered it, but this is coloring. This is blending. So I blended this. This is an old stamp set, but I blended it with 3 different colors, 4 if you count the leaves, and then blended it. And this is masking. So we have masks that you use, and blended it all. Got that. So I have used the same happy anniversary stamp, but theirs is in June. So did that. We did make some really fun cards at retreat. Oh, we did make this one. This is the strawberry. This is the strawberry one. This is really cute. We used the paper, and then these you can cut out and put on. They're actually die cuts, and that's really cute. And that's part of the paper too, is this strawberry paper. That's really, and then you get these little strawberry embellishments. Those are really cute. So yeah, we did some really cute. She did some really cute cards as usual. So, but yeah, I mean, those were really fun cards to make. But I just thought I would share one of them for my live, just to play around with it and share what we did. She always shares her cards on her live the next time she does a live and shows you all the cards that she makes. But I thought I'd show you how to make that particular card. Yeah, not much else. We'll see how the next week goes. I'll probably do another live, but I'm not sure what I'm going to pull from. I have a bunch of things to pull from. Other than that, I think we're kind of caught up. I know our catalog and our online exclusives go live May 5th to the general public. Us demonstrators have been able to order previous. So I have another order coming, and I can't wait to see what I can play with in that order. So yeah. Anyways, if you need anything, get a hold of me. Other than that, I'll let you have the rest of your night back. And Mom, I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Other than that, take it easy, and I'll catch you next week. Thanks very much.